6:30 p.m. Could you all stand for the pledge and the prayer?
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bonds of community. We ask for peace in the warring countries. Bless the sick, injured, and those who have passed as we pray for an end to the conflicts that exist today. We ask these in your most holy name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call. Rain is absent. Krug is present. Tucker?
Present.
Gopal? Here. Kotrick?
Present.
Kessler?
Here.
Reed?
Here.
I would also like to point out that our attorney, Jack Belzer, is here, operations manager, Tom Broker, fire chief, Ryan Bolts, zoning administrator, Mike Dean, and via Zoom, Melissa Lawrence, or our township engineers. Alan's probably hiding somewhere in there. There he is.
His ears look a little funny.
Yeah. What we need to do is appoint a temporary chair for tonight's meeting.
Motion Krug.
Support.
Any further discussion? Roll call, Tom.
Lorraine is absent. Reed?
Yes.
Kotrick?
Yes.
Krug?
Yes,
Kessler?
Yes.
Gopal?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Motion carries.
thank you. Can you go through the recording announcement, Tom?
Sure. To members of the public attending tonight's meeting in person or via Zoom, please be advised that this meeting is being recorded to be shown on public access television, Spectrum Channel 191. Recorded meetings are also posted on the Fenton Area Community Television YouTube channel. For those attending via Zoom, we ask that you keep your microphone muted until we reach portions of the meeting where public comment is allowed. For tonight's meeting, there are no public hearings, therefore all public comment will be taken near the end of the meeting. Meeting materials are available for download on the Township's website at fentontownship.org.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, need a motion in order to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, Tom.
Krug?
Yes.
Kotrick?
Yes.
Kessler?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Gopal?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Lorraine is absent. Motion carries.
Thank you. Included in the packet are the minutes for the November 15th meeting. Are there any corrections or requested revisions to these minutes? Hearing none, the minutes stand approved as presented. Next is expenditures. Are there any questions regarding the invoices? If not, I need a motion is in order to approve the expenditures totaling $806,532.49.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, Tom.
Reed?
Yes.
Gopal?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Kessler?
Yes.
Lorraine is absent. Krug?
Yes,
Kotrick?
Yes.
Motion carries.
thank you. There are no public hearings tonight. Are there any reports from any committees? Hearing none, we'll move on. There are no communications. The first is the adoption of an ordinance. This is the rezoning of R 2205 David Carnot Duff, parcel 0621-000-100-017, which is vacant land on the corner of Ralston and Ripley. Are there any questions or comments, please? Hearing none, I need a motion to adopt an amendment to zoning ordinance 594 to rezone parcel 0621-100-017 from AG to R3 as presented.
So moved. Support.
Roll call, Tom?
Patrick?
Yes.
Kessler?
Yes.
Drew?
Yes.
Gopel?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Maureen is absent. Reed?
Yes.
Motion carries. Ordinance is adopted.
There is no unfinished business. New business is request for preliminary plat approval extension for the Pinnacle Shores subdivision. As you know, Mr. Atwell is still working in this area. If there are no, we need a motion to grant a 2-year extension to the tentative approval of the preliminary plat of Pinnacle Shores as presented.
So moved.
Is this the status quo that we do all the time?
Yeah, he's been,
Yeah, he's just-
he does this, he builds them out really slow.
Yep.
Yeah,
We've done this several times for him.
Yes.
Nothing new other than just the renewal?
Just the clock's running.
it's just
Okay.
a renewal of the original.
I have something I'd like to add.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this plan, and goes to Mike and the fire chief, you have like one way in, maybe 2 ways, and these streets go round and round. If there's an emergency, how do emergency vehicles get into any of these residences, put out a fire, get somebody out from under a car or whatever? And you know, you probably have nothing in your ordinances, but that's a lot of interior driving with one way in. If there's an accident on the one entrance, it's just,
Chief, any,
There is some ordinances.
okay, well, you know, I don't, yeah.
It's not in yet, that's the.
Well, it's up to 1,000 foot that you can have a cul-de-sac. You can have less than that, it's only all looped, and it is looped in there.
And there's a boulevard entrance, so if one of those lanes was blocked, got another entrance, so to speak.
It's a lot of interior driving, you know, whatever.
Well,
That's
the
just-
biggest thing is the fire station is on Owen Road that would be entering that subdivision. So it's not gonna drive all the way around to Bennett Lake Road to come in the other entrance. And Alan did say it properly, it's a boulevard entrance, it's actually 3 lanes wide going in. So the chances of that getting blocked are probably slim to nothing.
Okay.
But-
Just an observation I made, it seems a lot of roads inside there, that once you get into the subdivision, you have a lot of driving.
A lot of them don't exist yet, so. it's
I know,
only-
but you're approving it.
Oh, right, I know, I'm just saying.
But yeah, there's nothing, I mean, as far as in the fire code, in the IFC, it's not, it could be twice that size and we could require another entrance. But we're only entering it, we're gonna enter it from the main entrance.
Just an observation, you know, like, and once you approve it, you've approved this,
Well, it's already approved, we're just continuing to extend it.
but you don't have to.
Yeah, and we look at that at the plan commission as well. I mean,
Okay.
we talked to the chief, I applaud him for not asking for a helicopter in response to your questions, so.
you'd like a 4-wheeler though.
Or-
Or tank, yeah.
Okay, anything else from anyone? If not, I need a motion for the extension.
We're doing 2 years?
Yes, it's a 2-year.
Yeah. So moved.
Support. Roll call, Tom?
Gopel?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Maureen is absent. Patrick?
Yes.
Drew?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Kessler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
The next is a little sad news for me personally, because Pete's done a good job, but there's a motion to accept with regret the resignation of Pete Mata from the Fenton Township Zoning Board of Appeal effective January 1st, 2023. Any comments or questions?
Just to add a little information, this is the second time Pete's done this to the township. He actually was on the ZBA from '98 to 2006, was reappointed in 2012, so a total of about 18 years of service on the ZBA.
Yes.
So he's a serial quitter, is that what you're telling me?
Well, he
So-
gets involved in so many other things that he runs out of time and
He's
then
done.
the
18
other
years
thing
he's done.
fails or stops and
So he'll be back.
he's a great
Well,
member.
you, you say that, but we're kind of asking for a partial resignation. So the Zoning Enabling Act allows you to have an alternate, I think up to 2 alternates on the Zoning Board of Appeals. So it would, the request is actually to have Pete become an alternate, because he can't attend all the meetings, but he still wants to be involved and he's still able to attend some meetings. So it would be to resign from the full time on the zoning board, but then have him as an alternate on the zoning board.
How does it work if he comes back? Do you have 8 voting members?
No, he would only be there if
There was
someone can't make a meeting.
Oh, okay.
And let me point out that the alternates don't make a quorum. So if there's not a quorum apart from the alternates, an alternate doesn't make it a quorum.
Okay.
That's 2 things I've learned today.
I did not know that either.
Thanks, Jack.
Boy, these vacations really spark you
Yeah,
up.
this is going,
It's the
man.
end of the year, he's trying to justify his pay.
Now you've been
Whoa.
saving up all this stuff.
Whoa.
It says nobody made it for the last meeting, all the things I had to say, I couldn't say.
So, again, I need a motion to accept with regret the resignation of Pete Mata from the Fenton Township Zoning Board of Appeal effective January 1st, 2023. Should I now make him an alternate?
And we could do that as a separate
motions.
motion.
Okay,
I'll move the motion.
I'll
Support.
support.
roll call time.
Kessler.
Yes.
Krug.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Lorraine is absent. Cotrick.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Gopel.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Good, the next is appointments to the Fenton Township.
Well, you can do the motion on Pete.
Oh,
Appoint, and what I would suggest is do our terms are generally run to November 30th of the given year, and the regular terms are 3 years, so we could do a November 30th of 2025.
I moved
Is it
what,
alternate?
What he said, you
somebody
moved it.
moved what Tom said.
I'll support it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you wanna call a roll call on whatever you said?
Kessler.
Yes.
Krug.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Lorraine is absent. Cotrick.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Gopel.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, moving right along, I hope you reviewed your packet and you know these folks. I need to, appoint to the Fenton Township Board of Review, Bev McKenna, John Branchow, and Scott R. Lau. And I need a motion to reappoint Beverly McKenna to the Fenton Township Board of Review for the term ending December 31st, 2024.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call?
Tucker.
Yes.
Lorraine is absent. Gopel.
Yes.
Kessler.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Cotrick.
Yes.
Krug.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now I need a motion to reappoint John Branchow to the Fenton Township Board of Review for the term ending December 31st, 2024.
So
Moved.
moved.
Support.
Roll call, Tom?
Lorraine is absent. Cotrick.
Yes.
Kessler.
Yes.
Gopel.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Krug.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now I need a motion to reappoint Scott Randy Lau to the Fenton Township Board of Review for the term ending December 31st, 2024.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call?
Kessler.
Yes.
Gopel.
Yes.
Krug.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Lorraine is absent. Cotrick.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next is appointment to the Genesee County Metro Alliance.
This probably isn't a day you don't wanna be here, is it?
I stopped and wondered, should I do that or not? I need a motion to appoint whomever is brave enough to mention.
I'll keep doing it.
Huh?
Kane's volunteering.
Oh,
Currently on
I was gonna make Vince our representative.
Well, we still need an alternate. right?
Yeah, to appoint Mr. Kate Patrick as the elected representative.
So moved.
Support.
The motion is usually to do all three as
Oh,
one motion.
okay.
We got the elected, the citizen,
Citizen
and the
is-
alternate as a single motion. Who's the citizen? Currently Andy Marco.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And Mr. Lorraine makes the alternate, real good.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support all three.
Roll call, Tom.
Lorraine is absent. Reed?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes.
Krug?
Yes.
Kessler?
Yes.
Gopel?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Motion carries.
If you notice, we're voting faster than he can write.
I know.
There goes our Christmas.
That doesn't happen that often.
Next is, the PA 152 compliance health insurance cost, selection of the 2023 compliance method. Tom?
Yes, as you recall, the Publicly Funded Health Insurance Contribution Act, which is PA 152 of 2011, places limits on how much a public employer can pay toward employee health care. There are three options for PA 152 compliance. The default option is the employers don't pay more than the prescribed hard caps established by the state each year. The hard caps for 2023 are listed in the memo. I won't go through the details. The second option is a flat 80-20, where the employer pays no more than 80%. Third option is to opt out of the requirement altogether. 2/3 majority vote of the township board is required to choose the 80-20 or to opt out. Every year since the act became effective, the township board has selected the 80-20 cost sharing option, but the approval is effective for 1 year, so the board needs to review the decision annually. I'm recommending the board again consider adopting 80-20 for 2023. I believe the flat percentage is the most equitable approach for all employees because the healthcare is not, the healthcare is based on age, so you, with the hard cap, you've got younger employees who pay nothing and old people like me who pay a lot, so, and I did show the chart with the 80-20 versus the hard cap with the current rates on there, so my recommendation is that we continue with the 80-20 next year.
Any comments or questions regarding this?
I've never been in favor of anything that creates winners and losers. I think that causes problems and dissensions. So, to me, when I look at the comparative spreads, the 80-20 is the way to go.
Okay, anybody else? If not, I need a motion to continue the option 80-20 rule for 2023 to comply with the publicly funded health insurance contribution act, Public Act 152 of 2011.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, Tom.
That's my sheet, hold on. There we go. Krug?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes.
Kessler?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Gopel?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Marine is absent, motion carries.
Thank you. Next is proposed 2023 GIS service agreement with North Arrow. Tom?
So in the packet is a proposed 2023 GIS services agreement with North Arrow Technologies. They are maintaining their existing rate of $80 per hour. The total projected budget in the agreement is a little over $43,000, almost $1,000 less than the 2022 agreement. I did reach out to a couple, and then plus North Arrow has been, they built our GIS starting in 2001. They are a valuable partner for the township. They do a great job, and I recommend we approve the contract as presented.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? If not, I need a motion to approve the 2023 GIS service agreement between Charter Township of Fenton and North Arrow Technologies as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Reed?
Yes.
Gopel?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Kessler?
Yes.
Marine is absent. Krug?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next is the proposed building inspection service agreement with STSA Construction LLC. Any comments or questions regarding
I
this,
wanna,
Tom?
yeah, I want to discuss, our attorney raised some issues with the liability language, and due to the short notice, I did talk to Stuart, and I think we need to sit down and sort through that. What I would like to recommend is that the board extend this current agreement for 90 days through the end of March to give us the time to do that, and then bring it back. And we may get it done before then, but I thought 90 days should be enough for us to sort that out and bring it back to the board.
Okay. So I need a motion to approve an extension of the agreement with STSA Construction LLC as presented.
For 90 days, so
For
moved.
90 days, thank you. Roll call, Tom.
Okay. Kotrick?
Yes.
Kessler?
Yes.
Krug?
Yes.
Gopel?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Doreen is absent. Reed?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next is Resolution 2020-256, Street Lighting Special Assessment District for the Fairways of Spring Meadow. Tom?
Okay, we haven't done one of these for a while, and probably many of the current board members have not done a street light special assessment, but this is one where the developer is petitioning, so we don't have to worry about percentages because the petition was signed by 100% of the owners. He's already got the plans with the lights. The lights would go under our contract and then be specially assessed to the properties in the development. So what we have here is a resolution to start the special assessment process and schedule the first public hearing for the January 17th board meeting. This is Fairways of Spring Meadows,
Yep.
over by the golf course.
Any comments or questions? Tom, could you present the resolution?
Yes. Okay, the resolution 2022-56, it acknowledges receipt of petitions, tentatively declares the township's intent to install, operate, and maintain streetlights in the Fairways of Spring Meadows development, tentatively designates the boundaries of the Fairways of Spring Meadows Street Lighting Special Assessment District to include all units in the Fairways of Spring Meadows condominium subdivision, schedules a public hearing on the creation of the Special Assessment District at the January 17th, 2023 Township Board meeting, instructs the clerk to mail and publish the public hearing notice according to statute, and repeals any conflicting resolutions.
Roll call, please.
I'll move the resolution.
I'll support.
Roll call, please.
Gopel?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Doreen is absent. Kotrick?
Yes.
Krug?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Kessler?
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution is adopted.
Next is Resolution 2022-57, authorization for street light changes. Tom?
So this, if you read through the information, it's a lot of paperwork to change a single light. They're changing a high-pressure sodium light to an LED light, so we're actually, they want a resolution and an approval to authorize the supervisor and clerk to sign off on it. It's much ado about very little, but hey, I like the fact that we're changing the LEDs, so that is a good thing. And so part of it, the board action is to adopt a resolution to acknowledge the need for the changes, and then authorizing both the supervisor and clerk, either or, to execute such authorizations on behalf of the township. Are there any questions before I?
Go ahead, Tom.
So the resolution 2022-57 deems it advisable to authorize Consumers Energy to make changes in street lighting service as provided in the contract dated 11/1/16 in accordance with the authorizations for change dated 12/6/22. Also deems it advisable for the same thing except it's a different contract dated 2/1/16 in accordance with the authorizations for change dated 12/6. Authorizes the township clerk, supervisor, and clerk to execute such authorizations for change on behalf of the township.
I will point out that it is not government that is imposing this requirement, it is the private sector doing this, so we are innocent, and I will move it.
I'll support.
Roll call, Tom.
Kessler?
Yes.
Krug?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Doreen is absent. Kotrick?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Gopel?
Yes.
Carries. Resolutions adopted.
Okay, the next is proposed amendment to the 2022 Township Quarter Water Improvement Agreement, proposed revision, water system amendment, Southern Lake Extension Phase 2 proposed water system agreement, Southern Lakes, Phase 3. I would like to point out that I don't have enough information on these different phases. I mean, I can vote, but it will be a negative vote. I would hope that we could hold this off, have a workshop, because I have no idea what phase 2 and 3 are, and I keep reading in the paper, Linden wants to do stuff now, and that's my comment. What do you folks think?
I did have a little more background on it. I don't know if there are maps of the phases in here, but the gist of what this does, Bob, is because Linden joined, the revisions reduced the township's cost by $848,000. And then there's also another $1 million that's being thrown into the pot by the county. So this isn't adding any work to the equation, it's just reducing the amount that they have to pay for it. But I want you to feel comfortable, whatever you need to feel.
No, I see a few shovels have been taken of dirt on Fenton
Today.
Road up near Grand Blanc.
Today, yeah.
But nothing else. In my mind, we've hit a log header where the information is being passed to the right people, but not all of the people.
Yeah, it was just the infrastructure committee meeting, so they had the maps and stuff there. I don't see them here, but whatever you feel comfortable with. But
Well, no, I mean, it's not just me, it's
Well, I
whatever
want
you folks want.
God forbid that you should have to vote no on something, Bob.
Yeah. So, we can go ahead and take action, whatever the wish is of the board.
Tom, remind me, is there any time sensitivity to any of this?
There wasn't a specific requirement. So a couple of weeks I don't think is gonna do any harm. We can also request to have Mr. O'Brien from the Water and Waste Office attend the meeting if we have questions. Whether we do a special meeting to discuss it and bring it back to a regular meeting or just bring it to.
I think we got enough information. It only went to the 3 of us at the meeting, so the other 4 of you, I guess, would have to.
Well, this locking us in with Linden to get a lower rate, that's phase 3, right?
Yeah.
So, did we approve phase 3 yet?
That's what's on the agenda. Is a
Well,
contract
I
with the
just
city.
see, we don't even have anything. I lost Thompson Road, I understand that. But, it's fast. You saying we started, or Monday started digging today, and we're already approving phase 3? You know what my vote is on this. I just think this is way too fast. I don't see any.
When did we change it to Southern Lakes? It jumped right out at me like we lose control of other things that are named Southern Lakes.
What are you looking at, Bob? What's that?
Well, a motion to approve water system agreement,
Yeah, they
Southern
call it
Lakes
Southern Lakes
Extension.
Extension.
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with that.
No, I'm just asking, is,
You want us to call it Slipper instead, or? I'm only kidding. Sounds to me like there's enough people that don't feel comfortable that they have the information to go on. I think we should maybe have a little special meeting so we just go through it all.
Yep.
So everybody knows exactly where we're at.
I know it'd help me, I don't
Yeah.
know what you.
With no time sensitivity to it, or at least an unknown, I would rather you vote from information than ignorance, so.
Any problem with doing that, Jack?
No, not at all. I mean, if you're gonna have a special meeting, of course, Tom will post and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
There will be no decisions made.
Well, no, you can have a special meeting to make decisions if you have a quorum.
Yeah. Oh, he's a new Jack. I don't know who he is. I have no idea who he is.
So why don't we, if it's a
Postpone?
agreeable postpone this till following a special meeting sometime after Christmas. I don't see us getting it in
It's gonna be next year.
before.
It'll have to be after our next regular meeting, because the first day back in January is our next board meeting, so.
Okay.
It could be between the 3rd and the 7th.
Yeah, or we can come an hour before and.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's shoot for something prior to the 17th,
Well,
if not the 17th.
John's suggesting maybe we do it the night of the 3rd.
Oh,
Just
Before
show
our
up here
regular
at
meeting.
5:30, so we got an hour to go through it.
whatever.
I'm flexible.
Will 5:30 on the 3rd work for everybody else?
Yep.
I know you'll send out an email on the 2nd time, right?
Might be the morning of the 3rd.
Okay.
Or the afternoon. Thank you.
Or I'll send it out on the 29th, how's
At
that?
five,
Oh, yeah,
at
that's a
5:30?
lot.
Yes.
5:30, okay.
Next is the proposed solid waste collection agreement with the Republic Services. Tom?
Yes, so at the November 1st meeting, the board awarded a 4-year waste collection contract to Republic Services. Presented for the board approval tonight is the formal agreement with Republic. The terms of the agreement are the same as the proposal accepted by the board. Mr. Belzer had raised the issue of the fuel surcharge. I did have some conversations with Republic and some explanations, because right now the diesel fuel is already hovering around and maybe a little bit over the $5 threshold, which means we may start the year already getting a small fuel surcharge. So Mr. Belzer had asked, well, can they raise the threshold? And the answer was yes, we could negotiate an increase, but then it increases our rate as well. And I think long-term, I don't think the fuel prices are gonna stay high, but if we raise the threshold and the fees, and the fuel drops below 5, the rate's not gonna drop. So I think we're still further ahead with the approach that, accepting the contract with the way the proposal is worded. We did add some language in the fuel recovery language, which is part of section 18 on page 7 of the agreement, just indicating where they get their where they index the fuel prices, because it wasn't stated, so they sent me a link, and so now it's included in the agreement. That's the price they use to determine whether they're at, below, or above $5. My recommendation is to approve the contract as it's written.
We need a motion to approve the 2023 to 2026 waste collection agreement with the Republic Services as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, Tom.
Tucker?
Yes.
Lorraine is absent. Gopel?
Yes.
Kessler?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes.
Crew?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next is proposed amendment to the 2022 Township, Fenton Township budget. Tom?
Okay, so there's a cover memo explaining, this is our last amendment for the year, so we're just kind of rounding things off, but the numbers are coming in pretty well. The proposed general fund amendments are a $9,000 increase in federal grants, because we did get a Help America Vote Act election security grant this year to buy some additional equipment for the election. A $50,000 increase in benefits and insurance expenditures to offset market losses for our OPEB asset. We're proposing to put more money in this year because obviously the market has not been good, and we want to keep our funding percentage up. So we had budgeted 25, and I'm proposing we put 75 in to keep that number up. 13,000 increase in building and grounds expenditures due mostly to some elevator repairs. $10,200 increase in drains at large expenditures. The county had a large volume of drain assessments this year. We usually get about 10,000, and they did twice as much this year. So the net effect of the proposed general fund amendments is a decrease to the fund balance of about 72,000, which leaves an overall budgeted surplus of about 68,000. But the projected actual surplus is over 300,000 right now. we're doing better than budget in a lot of other categories. In the fire fund, $9,100 increase to expenditures to reflect the financing costs for the recently approved ladder truck. The dog park fund, just some minor adjustments between the line items, but no change to the net budget. Solid waste management fund, $11,000 increase in revenues due to new homes being built, and a $22,000 increase in expenditures due to the updated house count and the fuel surcharge. But we're still projecting a pretty good surplus in that fund as well. In sewer, $340,000 increase in federal grant revenue offset by the same amount in capital asset expenditures to reflect the use of ARPA funds for the North Long Lake Sewer Project. $300,000 decrease in sewer connection fee revenue due to lower than anticipated new home starts. And in the water fund, which is a new fund obviously this year, a $908,000 increase to federal grant revenue offset by the same amount increase in capital asset expenditures to reflect the potential use of ARPA funds for the water project. We don't know what the timing of the invoices will be. We don't know if we're going to be spending it in 22 or 23 when we get billed. So we're playing it safe and taking all available ARPA funds and budgeting them for this year. There are no amendments proposed at this time for the mosquito abatement fund or any of the 3 special assessment funds. I'm happy to answer any questions from there.
Any questions or comments, please? Hearing none, I need a motion to adopt amendments to the 2022 Fenton Township budget as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call, Tom.
Lorraine is absent. Kotrick?
Yes.
Kessler?
Yes.
Gopel?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Krug?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next is the proposed amendments to the 2023 Fenton Township budget. Tom?
So we normally don't amend the budget before the year starts, but Vince wanted to, we've had the discussions about the grant writers, and he wants to put in the contracted services budget, so because there are some grant programs opening up in January, and he wants to be able to get started on that. So the only proposed change under, I think it's Department 701 planning, the contracted services is being proposed to be increased by $40,000 to cover the cost of applying for grants in 2023.
Any comments, questions?
Yeah, question about that. Is that just a flat rate, or is that gonna be a projected percentage of the grant?
It's an estimated, no, their fee is not based on, I don't believe it's based on the grant amount. It's just it's an estimated amount to spend from to pay them to apply for grants.
And how many does that get us? How many grants a year does that get us? Or applications for that? Any idea?
I don't know the raw number. It's just basically, it's gonna be work like a pool of money that when we identify a grant we wanna go after and say, go after this one. Okay, this is what it'll cost. And just kind of work from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? If not, I need a motion to adopt an amendment to the 2023 Fenton Township budget as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call?
Kessler?
Yes.
Gopel?
Yes.
Krug?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Lorraine is absent. Kotrick?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Are there any board comments tonight on anything agenda or not agenda?
Wish everybody Merry Christmas,
And a Happy New Year.
and I'll see you next year.
Any comments from the, nope. There is nobody but, Melissa, anything from you and your cohort?
No, nothing from us.
Show us the animal.
Show us your animal. The tech dog.
All right, love it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a great Christmas and New Year. And on that, I'll adjourn at 7:11.
That's pretty awesome, so I spot for as much stuff as
I
we
know
have.
we'll be here for
Oh, I did too. I told my son this one's gonna be a long one.